Hi, it's Scott, ROCKFILE, back with a podcast review for your ears. Let's talk about the 2011 film, Final Destination 5. I finally made it to the end. Often when I try these, I'm going to watch all the movies in a series. It takes me a lot longer, but I did this in like about a week, so I am fully versed in Final Destination, ready to see the new movie, Bloodlines. This movie came out in 2011. It was another big 3D release for the franchise. Stephen Quayle directed it. He went on to direct Into the Storm, one of those movies. He also worked on the original Avatar and Titanic. Didn't do much after. Eric Hesserer wrote it. He would go on a few years later to be Academy Award nominated for his screenplay to Arrival, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. Music was done by Brian Tyler. This had a $40 million budget, went on to gross $157 million, and was the second highest grossing film in the entire franchise. Took a while to get a sequel off the ground, although they wanted to do one after this because it did well. This one's about the bridge. Every movie has some kind of tragedy at the beginning that someone foresees and then cheats death by helping people escape from this, whatever it is. It's been planes blowing up. It's been all sorts of different things, and this was the bridge one, if you remember. There was a race car one, there was the roller coaster one, there was the log truck and the big car accident. So this bridge one is really well done. Like that set piece alone is incredibly well done. The disaster and all that, it just looks great. A lot of CG, but still, I mean, in 2011, this was about the best we could do, and it looks fantastic. All in all, though, when the movie was over, I thought it was really generic. A lot of people at the time called it a return to form. I thought it was very much like the fourth one. The best thing about it is, and not to give anything away, but the end ties it into the very first one. So you find out this is kind of a prequel. That's cool. And I got to say, some of the deaths and the violence and all that, incredibly well done, but they use a lot more CG in this one. But there's still a few practical effects. All in all, I enjoyed it. Tony Todd is finally back. He was in the first two movies, a voice in the third, not in the fourth. He's in this a hair. Most of the other people, Emma Bell, there's not just really a whole lot of big stars in this one. That probably helps as well. All in all, if you like the fourth one, you'll like the fifth one, but it really didn't blow my skirt up. Like, if I were to go back and watch the movies again at some point, first two for sure, 3, 4, and 5 only if I was in the mood. Because they're fine. And they have moments where they have incredible kills or great plot twists and things like that. But all in all, it just felt like the last two movies were just made for 3D, that they were really trying to push the death scenes into the 3D realm more because 3D was really big at the time. When it was over, I was like, I can see why they waited a while. Although it did neatly tie things back into the original film and kind of make this a prequel and all that. I just wasn't really ready to watch another one. But just a pre-note, I went to see Final Destination Bloodlines. It's the best one yet, but that'll be the next review. I can see why they wanted to make more. I can see why it took more time. They were going to do one based on EMTs. And that was even before pre-COVID, but they just couldn't get it off the ground. I don't know how they got the new one off the ground. I'll do some research, but they finally did, and I'm glad they did. But after the fifth one, yeah, I'm kind of good. 4 and 5 were just cookie cutter, some great kills, but other than that, no memorable characters, not a whole lot of memorable scenes, not even really memorable music. It was just, they just kind of went through the motions on both of them with the freak accents and all that stuff, which it's still entertaining for what it is, but you just wanted more. So I can see why they took a long time off. Like I said, it went on to make money. I'm shocked it took them 15 years to make another film, but they finally did, and Final Destination Bloodlines is in theaters right now. I'm Scott. I'm ROCKFILE. I danced around big spoilers because, honestly, that's the best part of the movie is the kills, so I don't want to spoil anything there. I thought the acting was fine. It was just kind of felt like a generic Final Destination movie through most of the film, unfortunately. But as a franchise goes, I still like this better than a lot of horror movie franchises. Saw had some lower moments, 2 and 2 is really bad. Yeah, a few of the other horror, some of the more recent ones, like Paranormal Activity, I didn't really like any of those. I mean, the first one was interesting, but then after that, it just got really boring. Anyway, as far as franchise goes, I'm glad they're reinvigorating this one and bringing it back, because Final Destination had an ability to be different than the Saw movies, be different than some of the other horror movies out there. It's not really a slasher. It's death chasing them. And the Rube Goldberg mousetrap kind of contraption, things that happen, the accidents that happen, that makes it entertaining. I mean, yeah, it's kind of dark, I guess, but these have been around for a long time. So anyway, Final Destination 5, very much like 4, very much like 3, not as good as 1 and 2. More podcasts are on the way, more drone videos too. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have a spectacular day.